With you, your local BBC Radio Cumbria.
We were wondering whether it was going to be a 2005 or a 2009. It turns out it's both of them.
12 minutes to 9. The answers to the dings here in a few moments' time. But first, before we do that, I need to tell you about this. Red squirrels are back in the news. Beatrix Potter's book, The Tale of Squirrel Nutkin, and the illustrations, of course, that went with it, have made Cumbria a popular spot for tourists hoping to catch a glimpse of the sometimes elusive red squirrel. Now, the charity, the Lake District Foundation, hopes to raise around £20,000 to help support the work that's being done to protect them, including money for a thermal imaging camera. Joining me now, Pauline Sanderson from the Lake District Foundation. Pauline, good morning to you. Why do so many people care, do you think, about protecting the local red squirrel population?
Well, good morning to you. Why do they care? Oh, my Lord, have you not seen how cute they are? They are seriously cute, aren't they? Thanks to Beatrix Potter and Squirrel Nutkin, the squirrel has become such an integral and iconic part of the Lake District in Cumbria. They draw tourists from all over the world, never mind nationally, but more importantly, that they're actually an integral part of our ecosystem as well. So the squirrels, they used to be like 3.5 million back in the 50s, and the population is now reduced to about 120,000. And Cumbria is one of the most important places for it because in northern England especially, you're more likely to see them here than anywhere. So the work that all the volunteers are doing and the equipment they need is absolutely crucial to keep our little darlings going. Okay, so super important.
I mean, that's a heck of a population fall over the years or so. I'm intrigued.
Really is, yeah.
I mentioned these thermal imaging cameras. How can they help to protect the reds?
Now, thermal imaging cameras mean that the volunteers, when they're going out and they're supervising and looking and monitoring, so obviously you can imagine if you're researching how to support these creatures, you need to know what they do on a daily and weekly, monthly and yearly basis. So that means in all weather conditions and all times of the day. So the thermal imaging camera is something that allows all our volunteers to get out there and literally take data all day because they can see them high up in there in the canopies, which you obviously are great, but we don't expect them to start swinging through the trees. And they can take them at night through all weather conditions. So these are a brilliant asset now to conservationists who deal with any form of wildlife.
Give me an idea of some of the other things that your volunteers do, Pauline, that will help to protect the red squirrel population.
Well, what they do is they get out there, basically, they put out some squirrel feeders. So what they're trying to do is create buffers around where the grey squirrels go. So there's almost like red squirrel corridors that they can go safely with, know that there's good food there, and reduce any predators around them. So the grey squirrel problem is they have a virus that they contain that they don't actually suffer from, but the red squirrels do. So by creating these corridors, then the red squirrels have a much larger area in which to flourish. So one of the other things, I don't know if your readers or listeners know that the 26th of September is National Red Squirrel Week, so which is one of the reasons we've started this campaign now to get the red squirrels out there. We want to educate people how important they are, but also to tourism. If you think we've got 19 million people coming to Cumbria as visitors, and one of the reasons that brings them is our little squirrels. So they affect the economy, the environment, everything. So, which is why the Lake District Foundation have decided to support this project to help our volunteers to get out there and protect them. So they feed them, they monitor them. So £15 will buy a squirrel feeder, £100 will buy a camera pack to monitor the squirrels in the woodlands, and about £1,300 will buy a thermal imaging camera so they can collect all this data.
Hope it goes really well for you. Thank you for being on, Pauline. Pauline Sanderson from the charity the Lake District Foundation. You can find out more about the work, the fundraising efforts which are being done and how you can contribute. Pauline gave you a few of the figures there that are needed. lakedistrictfoundation.org is the website address, lakedistrictfoundation.org.